My journey through medicine really began in high school. I was a gadget lover, techie, loved to take things apart, and then I tore my ACL playing soccer. So I ended up spending a lot of time in the orthopedics office and in rehab for years. So I got to know the medical field pretty well. I ended up majoring in electrical engineering because my techie part still liked that, but I decided to go into medicine because that's where I would better serve people and find more fulfillment. I eventually went to medical school, and in medical school it was like, well, I'm going to be an orthopedic because that's what I know. I love sports and orthopedic was cool. But then I kind of stumbled across ENT doing a week of clinic and fell in love with it. It was very hands-on with patients, performing scopes, examining them under the microscope, doing fine needle aspirations, some really cool surgeries with beautiful anatomy. And then the icing on the cake was when I saw a cochlear implant, a bionic ear. This is my dream, merging my electrical engineering and cochlear implants in medicine and restoring somebody's hearing. I just instantly fell in love, and that's when I decided to go to ENT. Everything's been kind of fast forward through there. So I did my residency at the University of Miami. I had a great opportunity to have a lot of those teachers as mentors when I was in medical school, and then throughout my residency, it was trying to figure out what part of ENT I'd love the most because there were so many different aspects of it. And the first time I saw a child that was born deaf, he was now 2 or 3 years old, like he was talking, was just amazing. And that was like, well, this is what I want to do the rest of my life. I started working towards an otology fellowship, and luckily my mentor, Dr. Balcony, was able to help me get an otology fellowship at the Michigan Ear Institute, which is one of the largest and busiest practices in the country. So I spent 2 years there learning under some amazing doctors on how to take care of patients and how to treat ear conditions. So after that, I came back to South Florida because this is my home and this is my community. And I joined the Cleveland Clinic, and I've been there for 18 years. And I think I've made a positive impact in many different areas. I was involved with our academy many years ago when they were redoing the guidelines for hearing, reporting in journals. I was working with Dr. Chackler and Dr. Dobie and Dr. Hirsch, brainstorming on what's the best way to present the data. So that was a very exciting time. And then throughout the years at the Cleveland Clinic, I've built a large otology practice, operating on everything from chronic ears to tumors over the years. And towards the last few years, I've also been involved in the IT portion of it. So I'm trying to bring a better patient experience with all these EMRs for the patient, for the doctors, to make it work for us instead of us being data entry clerks for the EMR. So I think I've been able to make a positive impact there in many different ways over the last 5 years. And that's what I want to do when I come to South Florida ENT now. I'm going to be continuing the surgical practice and continuing to take care of otology at ear patients. But I also want to elevate the care that we provide with our EMRs and the patient experience as a new member of the South Florida ENT Associates community. Very excited to get started. Like most men, probably I'm a fixer. So I love fixing things and getting immediate gratification. Unfortunately, medicine's not always like that, but we do get to fix some things, and that's my favorite part. Fixing a hole in the eardrum, removing a cholesteatoma, making somebody's vertigo go away with the Epley maneuver. Those are the very satisfying things, and those are the little joys that you get every day. Some of the more challenging things that are equally satisfying are explaining things to people. We don't always have all the answers, but taking the time to explain to someone everything that's going on and put it in perspective, that's still satisfying. Not as great as the other stuff. It's not that immediate jolt of satisfaction, but it gives a sense of peace to the patient, which it gives me a sense of peace that I was able to do something. My patient care philosophy is really about treating people like family. If you treat people like family, you can really get to know them. And this was reinforced through my high school at Belen Jesuit, where we were taught to be meant for others, be it service of others. And that's kind of another reason that kind of pushed me towards medicine rather than engineering as a career. So those are kind of like my two key tenets. And if I follow those two rules, I think everybody will be happy. Outside of the clinic, my life revolves around my boys. I've been a soccer dad for many years, and then as they grew older and transition across country and track and field and chess tournaments. So they're kind of getting towards the end of their careers. So I got maybe a year left of chasing them around the country and watching them do different things and be a part of their lives. And I love doing that with my wife, and we're looking forward to maybe doing a few trips without them now that they're off in college and living their own lives, and still visiting them frequently. So those are my favorite things to do: spending time at the beach, the boys, time away with family. Those are my favorite experiences.